Oh, I'm trying to get a hold of. He's not in this afternoon, is he?
Who else is speaking?
Can you tell him it's Benjamin? Thanks, Tar.
Benjamin from...
Yeah, Benjamin, down in Bournemouth. Thank you.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Or sorry.
Sorry, it's I'm on my mo. Can you let him know it's Benjamin down in Bournemouth? Thanks.
All right, let me just see if he's available. I think he may be on a call.
No problem.
Just give me a sec.
Oh, hello, is that? So, what you notice there is the guy's putting me through. Now, why this is interesting and why I'm stopping the video here is the guy we're talking to said that if I use that technique on anyone in his office, that he would immediately hang up on me. So let's see what happens.
It is.
I will be up front. This is actually a sales call. Not sure if you are going to let me have 30 seconds or if you want to hang up.
Well, no, I'm going to keep on the phone because that's the first time anybody's actually said that. So that's interesting.
Okay. All right. So at the end of 30 seconds, if you don't like what I have to say, we can end it there or keep talking. Sound fair?
That's all right. Hang on, let me put my clock on.
Put your what on your clock? Right. So what's fascinating is the guy obviously resonated with what I said. And as a result, he's decided to let me have 30 seconds. In fact, he goes on to say something interesting here, which actually makes the call go a lot better. You'll hear. So let's go back. Right, so...
You ready? Hang on.
Oh, you're going to time me.
You ready? Go.
All right, so... Look, you're probably going to tell me none of that applies in your world, though, I'm guessing.
No, I'm going to say you're at 43 seconds.
So, this was an interesting little gameplay here. So you notice that the only thing he said was, no, you've had 43 seconds. Now, what salespeople and what people who've seen this video will not get the benefit of understanding is what I did next. Now, it seems pretty innocuous. It seems pretty non-place, but actually the psychology of what is happening is important because normally at that precise moment when somebody says to you, you've had your 43 seconds, what that does internally to the salesperson is it taps into their adaptive child. And I guarantee that most salespeople at that point would apologize. They'd say, I'm sorry, or they then quickly leap into, well, is it okay if I have a few more minutes? There would be this pressure suddenly put on them. Now, the key to what I do here is, if you notice, is I don't react in any way subserviently. I don't in any way feel dominated. I don't in any way feel as if there's any pressure being put on me. In fact, I just flick it back with a stroke, which is a way of making someone feel good. I said, wow, good timekeeping. Now you'll follow up and see what happens. Wow, good timing.
Now, look, thank you. And I do appreciate the way you've done that. And that was very well done.
Oh, thank you. So he started laughing. I gave him a stroke. I made him feel good. By not becoming subservient, by not feeling the need to now wow or impress this guy, what I'm doing is, believe it or not, creating parity. We are actually bonding and rapporting at this stage. It seems like I haven't done anything, but actually the psychology here is not his but mine. How I reacted to his pressure determined how this call would go. So let's carry on.
I guess the bottom line there is that some of that does apply to us,
Okay.
but I think we're good. I think we're looking after ourselves and doing okay. So it would be it'll be a waste of your time and a waste of my time to have this conversation at this time. I'm happy you send me an email. If you send me an email, so I've got you. If you want to call me in 6 months' time, I'm very happy to take the call.
Well, I will certainly do that. Can I ask one last question then, and I'll let you go?
Go on.
What's likely to be different, do you think, in 6 months? Do you think one of those is going to be slightly exacerbated? So, what happened here is simple. He heard the 30-second, or 43 to be exact. He identified with some of it, but then he went on to say, we're okay, which is fine. Just because someone has problems I can fix, it doesn't mean they're in a frame of mind at that moment in time to consider it. I then... Notice I said, well, I'm going to let you go. But before I do, one last question. I want you to get that phraseology and that way of doing things into your mind. The Columbo, as I call it. Some people call it the Columbo close. I don't know why it's called the Columbo close, because nothing's closed here. All it does is it allows me to extend the conversation a little bit further. Just one last question. What will it be different? And then he gave me even more information. So let's go back.
We're changing a little bit.
Ah.
So there is a rationale behind that.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
So that's exactly why I'm saying that.
Right. So, okay. So even if you could make it, it's going to be effective. No, that makes perfect sense. All right. Well, I'll call you in 6 months, was it? Yeah.
I look forward to it. All right. Thanks, Benjamin.
All right. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Right. So I am the call there because the guy's made it clear there is stuff that is happening over the next 6 months which may or may not affect his ability to engage with someone like me further. Now, all in all, as far as I'm concerned, that's a good call. It's a good call on several fronts. 1, I got past the gatekeeper. 2, I spoke to the decision maker. 3, we engaged in a conversation, and I'm fair to say there was an element of bonding and rapport going on there. I found out that he does have these issues, but there's something preventing him from acting on it now. That means it's qualified. I won't send an email. I never send emails. It's a waste of time. He's not going to read it. But I do know that when I phone back in 6 months, that next conversation will be very, very specific. Either it's going to move forward to an appointment or I'm going to end it there. So, I hope you took those lessons. Thank you.
Okay. So that went reasonably well. Did I give him my name? I can't remember because he said, "Thanks, Benjamin," right at the end. And I'm wondering, did I give him my name? This member is people from LinkedIn. So maybe he recognized who it was. But again, the fascinating thing is, these are people that said this wouldn't work on me. So why are they letting me do it? I don't know. Anyway, let's try another one.
So, do you see yourself as couch material? Do you want to join me on the prospecting couch and make live cold calls? And to prove how serious I am about getting good caliber people on here who believe they are good at what they do and want to demonstrate it to the world, I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to send you a check for £1,000 to be a guest on this couch. Checks will not be on it. So, are you up for it?